Hello Kyle's Garage viewers, and welcome back to another episode. In this one you're going to see me doing a lot of welding and figuring out on how to get this rusted mess figured out. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the structural improvement of the Bronco. Enjoy the video. Well, the first thing that I think what I got to do here is get kind of everything to where it looks normal, because there's not really a whole lot to measure to. I mean, the truck wasn't straight to begin with, as far as I've beat the crap out of it over the last 16 years. Well, it hasn't ran for all 16 years, but you get the idea. So this is the big problem of the structure, is it's very weak from all the rust and everything. So this is actually sagging down, and I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm gonna pick up on the door and just to alleviate the pressure on this beam right here, the A pillar, if you will. And right here, it's gonna lift up when I lift up on the door. So that's pretty disgusting, and we gotta fix that. So here's what I got going on. This then is all this piece, right? And is also attached to here. All up in here, the pillar to the firewall. Okay, firewall separate from the floor pan here. And what is going on is when I'm picking up on the door, it's literally picking up on this entire post and the roof, basically. So what I'm gonna do is, I gotta pop this off to better show you. Okay, that's where the body is actually bolted down. And across here, and I think it ends somewhere in here. Anyway, there's a support beam here, and it supports underneath the rocker here. I'll show you from underneath what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you the next step. There's that brace I was talking about. And you can see how it kind of supports the floor pan, but does not support this up here. So what I got is a bottle jack on jack stands, because it'll be the easiest way to control it, seeing how as my regular jack leaks down and this one doesn't. I'm gonna push up on it right here, and that's where that bolt was for the body mount. I'll push up on this. In theory, this should lift this whole corner up plus the roof and hopefully line this up together. So I'm gonna go ahead and start jacking up on this here thingamajiggy. All right, so that actually brought it up kind of in place. Let's see if the door closes right. I know the truck's on an angle, so the door might shut funny anyway. Not only that, is I took the rubber door seal out, so it may not shut right. But let's see how easily it shuts. I know this is not the right way to, oh well, that shuts really good. I mean, the pins and bushings on this door aren't the best, but still it gives us something. The body line's kind of close. I mean, we can do a door adjustment anyway after the fact. I don't know how worried about that I actually am. But the other consequence of what's going on is it's starting to separate. A lot of things in the truck are starting to separate. So we got to take care of that too. It looks like if I kind of push on it in some fashion or screw it together somehow, or I have no idea exactly yet, but that's kind of where I'm going with it. Now I'll show you what I'm talking about next. Shout out to Eppy's Chop Shop once again. He hooked me up with some steel tubing to reinforce the truck with. I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna put this stuff and how I'm gonna support, the body so it's strong enough to actually come off the frame and be repaired properly. Okay, what I plan to, since this looks really strong, all this in here looks very strong, I'm gonna put that steel tubing from right about in here with a plate on the bottom of it, preferably, and then welding it up here to the bottom of the cowl, basically. And that's how, because it looks like some of this is okay. I mean, we're gonna have to get in there and really fix it, but from here to here, and then maybe same kind of thing over here, maybe from here to somewhere up here, because eventually I'm gonna have to undo all of this, unbolt all of this and get it out of the way. So we're gonna need some support going on over here. So maybe from right there to there. I don't know 100% on that side, but this side is the worst side, so this one's got to be fixed first. So I'm gonna stop talking and start working. All right, what I've done is I just cut those rivets off for that heat shield just to get it out of the way. I clamped this together here on the best metal I could find in there. So about right here is where the clamp is, and you can see how tight it is, and I think that's gonna be plenty good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and grind all this down, get it clean, grind away some part. Well, I don't really have to grind up here yet, but I definitely wanna grind all this away just to do it. Get a good measurement, and go ahead and cut a piece of tubing and weld it in place. All right, so this seems to be pretty strong now. I don't know what happened there, but it started to splatter, but yep. I probably put way too much weld on there. It doesn't really matter. I'm cutting it all off and it'll get ground down anyway, but I'm gonna think that's gonna be strong enough to hold it. I'm gonna let the bottle jack out and see if this doesn't, you know, see if it actually holds it up. Sweet. It held up, it did its job. Look at that, it's all together still. Well, that clamp is still there, but that wouldn't have done anything. That is wonderful. That will do it. So now I can go ahead and start cutting any kind of metal out I want in this area. However, I still have to put a brace somewhere over here. And in the back of the truck, I'd like to make an X that goes across, of course. And that will make the back end nice and straight, because this is the problem back here. If I go ahead and if I lift up out here on the body, it's got a lot of those kind of problems. So I need to brace to the floor, to the back of the roof there where the hatch would have been. And that'll do the back of the truck. As for the middle of the truck on this B pillar, it's still like good metal on here and decent over there, and it should be enough to hold up the this back part of the truck anyway. And hopefully with the X back in the hatch area, hopefully it'll be strong enough. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on hitting it because it's a lot of welding left to do. Well, not a whole lot of welding, just a lot of figuring and doing. All right, and as just another thing I want to show is bottle jack's not touching. It's under there, but it's not touching. And I'm gonna pick back up on this door and check out how much more stout it is. It's not flexing at all. That was a massive improvement. So with this one brace alone, that was huge. So I think one more over there. And yeah, never mind. I'm gonna shut up and keep working. Alright, don't crap on my welds too bad. I had to weld to some rust. But I got, you know, I burned through, so I had to put some gobby welds on it. This side up here worked out pretty good. I blew a hole because, you know, I'm still learning the welder. The first one I did turned out the best. And in the back of the truck, I've got this X-frame that I welded up. It's in there pretty tight. It's not going anywhere, which that should help stiffen up this back section pretty good. I'm hoping the truck is pretty strong from there. And as you see, I have taken the doors off. I feel good enough to take the doors off. So now, yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and the next step is going to be to reshape and reform a lot of this metal and get it welded together to get this completely strengthened up. I will leave the supports in all the way until the body goes back on the frame, I believe. Possibly not, in case I have to replace the floorboard. We'll find out as we go along, I'm sure. But yeah, next step, make it even more structurally sound. But right now it is very strong. You can see a little bit of flex left, but after I rebuild all this and bring this back together and weld all this bottom of the firewall to the actual floorboard, it'll get much stronger. All right, and that's where we're at with the Bronco. We got the body good and strong, at least for now, so we can feel a lot better about cutting away some of the sheet metal and reforming some metal and not having the body completely collapse underneath of itself. That would be terrible. So moving forward with the Bronco, we're definitely going to be doing a lot more fabrication and stuff, so it'll be a lot of like probably time-lapsing and just kind of watching me work. I won't talk as much as I did on this episode probably. I know I talked a lot on this one, but there was just so much to do, and I wanted to explain and give enough details that you kind of get the idea of what's going on. I know there's a lot of people out there that probably really enjoy the details, and that's why I'm doing that, because I'm sure you enjoy the details. So yeah, that'll be happening next time, is the metal fab on the floor and anywhere that really needs it. So yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. You know, stay inside if you're gotta stay inside, I guess. I don't know. Strange times we're living in, but hopefully, you know, this video will help you not be so damn bored during this coronavirus shutdown. So take care, and I'll see you next time.